Mhm. I go back again to a sort of day we had at the Oval, where we asked the right questions to start with, and at the same time we were slightly wide and a little bit too short. And probably most of the day, it's probably the widest I've seen us being an off stump, probably the ball swinging a bit early. It's a weird sort of thing to describe, but at the same time, the game never really ran away from us. You know, I think that that particular day, the first day at the Oval, England were 259 for 3. And we also said that it's never a day where we felt that India, in this case, didn't really take the game away from us. You know, they 5 down. But at the same time, I'd say I'll take it. You know, it was a bit of a mixture of asking the right questions, having India in trouble from the word go, and then I wouldn't say it was a sloppy in patches during the day, but I thought we stuck to our guns well, and there's no doubt that we know that we're going to have to come out tomorrow and make a big play, and saying that, we've got to keep our eyes on this sort of pitch and see what it does. There are a few cracks around, so the ball, the second new ball has come at the right time, and you know, I think that tomorrow, I think we have to come out swinging tomorrow. There's no doubt about that. Look, I thought that India showed great patience and discipline today. I thought they left the ball in particular very well. You know, I just heard Virat say there that they've learned their lessons. You know, try and be positive or ultra positive, and you know, also what we discussed is that we're going to have to find a way of being very aggressive and mix it very well by coming back into a good area often. I thought we could have done that a bit better today. Our follow-up deliveries were either too wide or a little bit too short. But look, the pitch is a good one. It surprised us a little bit. You know, we also would have batted on that today. But as I say again, we never let the run rate go above 3 all day. You know, which is good suffocation. You know, although that. Well, I said that we were slightly too wide and a bit too short. I think the game never drifted away. So I'm pleased with the day in a way. It wasn't a great day, but it was a good day, and it was a tough test match cricket today. Well, geez, when you open the papers the next day, we got a great serving from the English press. But we also knew, you know, there wasn't a great deal said. You know, I think that I went to bowlers individually, and I always go to Dale Steyn and the tone that he sets, and I think that the way we went about our work that morning was we locked in so well and so disciplined, and we never gave England anything, and I think that's particularly what we're going to have to see here tomorrow, because this pitch will get quicker. There's no question about that. It will get uneven as the test match goes on. So there's a lot riding on tomorrow's first session, massively, and it's how Vernon and Dale sets a tone. And I've got no doubt that when we have a rusty day, that we get well back into our work the next morning. So it's we always pride ourselves on how we find a way, and we've done that successfully around the world against any team on any surface. So, you know, tomorrow is another day like that. Look, we always knew that it was going to be tough for the spinners to operate on day one. I thought India played Imran particularly well. You know, I know that Imi would put his hand up and say it wasn't the greatest start on day one, and to come and, you know, do a holding role on day one when it's hot and he needs to rotate his seamers from the other end. So, look, it's a long test match, and I've got no doubt that Imran will play a big part come second innings. The one word comes to me is responsibility. I think he showed great discipline and responsibility, you know, and it reminds me of a Sachin Tendulkar when the odds were against India back in '96. I was the first one to say back in 1996 that India didn't show much bottle. And there's one person that always jumps out at you that plays the situation and plays for his team when the chips are down, and that was Sachin Tendulkar. And that's what comes to mind when I saw Kohli play today, is the way he left the ball, how when he was, we were slightly offline, you got punished. He paced his innings very, very well, and but for me, he was responsible. He put his hands up today, and really showed real fight, and but he was tight. He was tight. He didn't give much away until the end, obviously. So I think that's one thing that stands out for me from Kohli's knock. Well, Graham was saying after about 27, 30 overs, when he got the ball, it was soft, it was scuffed, and yes, I think it's one of those decks where you're going to have to use the new ball extremely well. You're going to have to make it count. You're going to have to find a way of mixing good aggression with getting back into the hot zone well and making it count. So. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how the next, the second day and the third day pans out. But for us tomorrow morning, that new ball is really, really precious to us. We're going to have to bowl well with skill and be patient. Yeah, I like that kind of thing. Not that batters have always got the sort of on the losing end if they talk back. But I just thought he composed himself really well today. I've seen him in the IPL. I've seen him playing for India against other teams where he doesn't mind having a say back. But I think he composed himself. He was very responsible. He was very disciplined and aggressive when he needed to be. So it's a great quality to have. There's a lot being said about him filling the great Sachin Tendulkar's boots. And today he made a statement. So, it's a good knock.